My name is Jamie Love. Welcome to the Ageless Beauty channel. And today I will be going live with Elena Violet. And she's in my Ageless Beauty Collective membership community. And I had my one-on-one call with her. And I have to say, her and I just vibed. Like, we are soul sisters. I absolutely love her energy and what she's doing in the world. She's a passionate health and wellness advocate dedicated to empowering others to lead a healthier, more balanced, more balanced lives. With a background in nutrition and deep interest in holistic wellness, Elena combines her knowledge of diet, exercise, and mental well-being to help individuals achieve their best selves. So as soon as she comes on, we will accept her or add her. Actually, let me see if I can do it here. Oh. Elena. No, I don't see her. Oh, here we go. Add you. You there? Can't get the lighting right. I feel like I got shadows all over here. Never get the lighting right. Okay, it says, let me see if I can accept yours. Let's try that. I'll try one more time. Can you guys hear me too? It should. I hit accept. You should pop up. Oh my gosh! See, oh, look at your beautiful face.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you.
Hi, hi, hi. Oh my goodness, your lighting is, I feel like, better than mine. I don't like,
Is
I
it?
don't like my lighting today, but it is what it is. We're just gonna deal with it. Okay, so yeah, I was just telling everybody that you're in my Ageless Beauty community, and we had our one-on-one call, and it was amazing, and how we just vibed. And I'm telling you, like, when you get into a conversation with somebody that's aligned with you, and both just start channeling, and you start building this energy, and your consciousness starts raising, and you just get so tuned in, it's so present, and I was just so inspired by you. And yeah, I'm just so excited to have you on here today. And then why don't you just share a little bit about yourself and your health journey, and like what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm so happy to be here, Jamie. Thank you so much for inviting me. So, my health journey, I've always been health conscious, but around the age of 26, I began to be pretty aware that aging is something that happens to people. It's not something that happens to other people, it's something that will also happen to me. And at 26 is when I began to really search for uh, alternative ways of how do you slow this down? How do you intuitively, it felt wrong. My intuition said the way that aging is incorrect. There is an error. And I went looking for the answer. And I looked far and wide. I was in the biohacking community. I was looking into carnivore. I was doing all these things. And it wasn't until I ran into Shane Sterling and his YouTube videos. And he said, I am 51 years old. I am a raw vegan. Look at me. This is how I am. And I saw his youth. I saw his vitality. And my intuition said, bingo, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And so ever since then, I've been listening to him. I've been through Jillian Berry, through you, I was able to see other people in this community, and the results are always the same. When a person has been raw vegan for a long time, you can see it, you can feel it. One, their aura is so bright, so shining, so beautiful. And also their skin, their face, it's clear, it's youthful, it's young. And this is the result. When a person eats living foods, they're going to be living. When a person eats death, they're going to die. It's very simple.
Absolutely. So is that what is like inspiring you, like what you're doing? Like, because I know you have a community, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes, the whole body
tell me,
reset.
yeah, tell me a little bit about your community, like what you're offering, like what you guys are doing in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So the whole body reset is about parasite cleansing. It is about removing the parasitic microflora and re-inhabiting your gut microbiome with a symbiotic microflora that is lacto and bifida bacteria. Those are the good guys. Those are the ones that are in symbiosis with our immune system. They love us. And when you have the microflora. So the thing about this microflora is that it exclusively eats raw living foods. If there is anything that is not in that category, let's say any animal or animal byproducts, any starches, wheats, anything else, immediately the symbiotic microflora cannot digest, it cannot process those foods. And so then the body recruits parasites and fungus in order to help digest, in order to stay alive. And
Mm.
so, and that is how we end up with parasites in our stomach and with candida in our stomach. And they are living beings as well in their own right. And they want to live and they want to eat and they want food. And that's where cravings come from. The cravings is not my body wants it. The cravings are coming from these creatures that are knocking on your vagus nerve and saying, hey guys, feed me, I'm dying.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yes.
crazy. That's
So,
crazy.
so what so what my community is that we are removing the parasitic microflora, and at the same time we are re-inhabiting our gut with the lacto and bifida bacteria through various different ways.
Wow, that's fascinating. I actually just did a 10-day detox, and I mean, I've been detoxing and cleansing for the past 20 years and off and on raw for 13 years. And I have to say, this cleanse that I did to remove mucoid plaque made such a difference. Wow. Like, and just, I felt so much lighter, and like your body can just function better, and you can just, honestly, I feel like I can, and this is kind of sad to say, but I feel like I can look at people and tell, not all the time, some people look healthy, but they're not. But like sometimes you can look at people who are very unhealthy and you're like, they totally have parasites, like that you can just tell when somebody needs to clean out their body. It's not just emanating from them physically, it's coming out of their aura, their
Yeah.
energy field, their thoughts, their emotions, like their behaviors. You can just tell when someone is not fully there and they're not living up to their potential. They're just kind of going through the motions. It's like I don't know. We were talking about it on the call the other day, and how you were saying how the parasites are in there literally eating away at your body. And if you think about it, it's like you're almost being zombified, like zombies, like we have walking zombies, people walking around that are literally slowly dying as we speak, like they're not truly living, they're not alive. So, and the thing, I love what you said about the anti-aging, because that it sounds so similar to my journey, and I'm like, this doesn't sound right that we're aging. Like, why are we deteriorating? Why are we aging? Why are we growing old? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And the worst part is that it's ingrained in our DNA. We're indoctrinated to believe that we're meant to grow older every year. Even saying like I'm 39 years old, like even 5-year old, like she's 5 years old. Like, why don't we say 5 years young? Or why do we even say years? Why do we even have to calculate like in numbers? So I think just like changing our wording and everything. But you're right, cleaning your body and changing it is a habit. I think this whole growing old thing is a habit that we've learned,
Yeah.
but it goes against nature, because when you think about it, your body is constantly renewing itself, it's constantly regenerating, and we have all new cells on your skin, all new set of skin cells every 28 days. And I think after a year we have a whole new set of bones,
So the bones take the longest. So if you think about it, there's nothing in your physical body that's more than a year old. Or I hate to say old, but more than a year, you know? So like we're actually really young. And the only thing that, it makes us think that we're growing old is our mind. We're trapped in the psychological prison of time,
Yes,
you know?
yes,
And we have to come back to living in the present moment and it's just escape this race habit of sick, dying, old, deterioration, dementia, all of these things. Clean the body and yeah, I totally agree. Totally love that. I feel like we're so aligned when it comes to that. And tell me, because this is like the really important thing that I really wanted to talk to you about because I have been going through, stuff with my own generational family, like family generation. I don't want to say the word curse, but it feels like karma, curse, on my family. And my parents did not do the work on me or on themselves before they had me, and then I didn't do the work on myself. And when I say work, like we're talking cleaning our body, but also doing the trauma work, like healing from our traumas and everything. So we had this conversation, you and I. Hi, beautiful star. We had this conversation, and you mentioned something about wanting to, or tell me about your experience that you had, where you had this revelation, you had this insight of like how we could really make a difference in humanity, new Earth, just moving forward. I got goosebumps. My God, I'm getting chills. Because I really, honestly, like when you said it, a light bulb went off in my head of how we can truly, truly, raise the consciousness of humanity. And I feel like when it comes to New Earth, we all have a part to play, and all of us are going to have a different part to play in this. So you got a download, I got a download that was completely different of how I'm supposed to make an impact and make a difference. And I want you to just share a little bit about like what was your experience and how did it come to you, and then we can move on from there and talk about it.
yes. Oh, I love this topic. This is coming from my heart. This is coming from my higher self. I was in meditation. I was in deep meditation, and I was just so distraught with the state of the world, and I hated it. There's so much uh, negativity and so much hate, and I was angry. I wasn't angry with God, but I was angry with humanity, at the state of humanity, and was I was interfacing with my higher self. I was interfacing with God, and I said, "What is the deal? What is going on?" And the response that I got back is that yes, this is a fallen world, but there are spirits that are ready to be born, to usher in the new earth. They are ready. They want to go. Unfortunately, their vibration is so high that they cannot land. They cannot lower themselves to be here, to be born in the bodies, because unfortunately, when a woman conceives on a body that is not cleaned, she did not do a parasite cleanse, a candida cleanse. She did not clear out the heavy metals out of her body, the pesticides, the herbicides, what have you. She did not do a juice fast. Her vessel is not clear. And unfortunately, the placenta cannot filter parasite eggs and fungal spores. And so when a child is born, they are already born with worms in their bowels. They're already born with fungus in their intestines. And there are consequences to this. When a child is screaming for no reason, you've done everything. Everything. Why are you yelling? Unfortunately, their microbiome, they don't have lacto and bifidobacteria. They're crying because The worms are hungry and they are asking for their food. Where is my meat? Is what's happening. And with these spirits, these high vibe spirits, they are not a vibrational match with a parasitic microflora, because your gut is your second brain. Your I am is also part of the whole consciousness of your microbiome. So if your microbiome has parasites, if there are parasites influencing your consciousness, the high vibrational beings cannot, it's just not a match. And in my deep meditation, what I discovered, I just had this vision of all of these souls, these light bodies were all around me, and they are asking me, clean our mothers, clean our mothers, we want to be born but we cannot.
You guys, this message is so fucking powerful. And when we say clean, yes, clean the body so that, but energetically, we also need to like work through our karma before and our trauma and heal ourselves emotionally and mentally and spiritually before bringing who's this guest? They want to know who you are. This is Elena Violet. Elena Violet, you can I'll post her thing afterward. You can, before you give birth, and this is so important, okay? When I came into a family where, one, I feel like I didn't belong. Two, I felt neglected. I I felt I feel like my parents were, I love them, but very narcissistic. There was a lot of yelling. There was a lot of anger. I had to deal with divorce. My mother remarried multiple times. I had multiple, life changes. There was zero stability in my life. And then we repeat cycles, because and here's another thing too. My mother, before having me, lost a child. She literally has the pain of the death of a child inside of her, among other many, many horrible things that happened in her life. Okay. Now, did she do the work on herself? No. She went on Prozac. She went on Prozac. She went on this Prozac. I love her. I'm not upset with her because I am who I am, and it is what it is. But I think it was only 4 years. No. Yeah, 4 years after she lost her child, she had me to kind of, fill that void in her heart. So and my parents were never married, they were never like really married. And, it was already a broken family to begin with. And then my parents separated. It was a nasty separation. And then I had to go to, then my dad remarried. And it's a lot, and it's all because my parents did not do the inner work on themselves. I mean, and diet's one part of it. Yeah. And this is very common throughout everyone. There are those very, very rare beings who become like self-realized, and they're eating raw, and they're clean, and they do clean the parasites out of their body, and then they make a beautiful baby. And I know you mentioned it, like what did you call it, like this child that wants to come into the like soul, a star seed, or is there like a term for it?
My understanding is Christ consciousness.
Okay.
My understanding is those are the beings, the high vibrational beings, and whether they are star children, whether they're angels, I'm not sure about the cosmology of it. All I know is that they are high vibrational beings who have the answers. They are the next evolutionary step in humanity, and
Mhm.
or rather, they are the original vision that God had for humanity.
Born through divine love.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh, that,
That's
yes.
it right there. Born
Yes.
through divine
Yes.
love, not born through trauma, born through pain, born through divorce, born through, anger or sadness or whatever it is. And then, when people don't do the work on themselves and then they have that pain inside of them, they have children, the cycle just continues to repeat. Like when I had my children, oh my God, my children were lights to begin with. Okay. They were lights to begin with. But because I did not do the work on myself, I had addictions, I had this, I had anger issues. What happens? The souls of my children, it's like the spirits get crushed, and we don't even realize that we're doing it, and it's like I was so young when I had children. I was 22 when I had my son, and and the same thing happened with my sister. She was also very young. Her children, she became estranged from her children for years. Her daughter now finally like made it back into her life, but it's like all of this karma, these cycles just keep repeating itself. Nobody can really tap into their true divine purpose because we're just constantly like born into these families, born into these karmic cycles, and we're just dealing with the repercussions, dealing with the pain, dealing with the disease and the sickness in the body.
Yes. And to add to what you're saying, when a person, anyone who has done an extended juice fast will know to what I'm speaking to, is there's going to be a lot of emotional things that start coming up. Because when a person experiences trauma, the body never forgets. It just gets stored in our organs. And the spasms, our organs spasm. And when we are cleansing and detoxing, we're not only cleansing our physical vessel, we are also parallel cleansing our emotional bodies, our mental bodies, and all of the trauma that we experienced, all of the karma that was passed on from our ancestry, it comes to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
And when doing a juice fast, you don't have the luxury of eating it away. You don't have the luxury of muting it, of numbing it.
Loving
And
it.
so you're dealing with it.
Right.
And by dealing with it, looking the demon in the eye, bringing your conscious awareness, these demons are emerging from our unconscious mind, bringing them into our conscious awareness, saying, I see you, I love you. Dispels, it's gone. Dealing with it, crying with it. And so the reason for that, doing that, is that when you have kids, they're not going to have to deal with it because you dealt with it. So
Right.
they're
And
not
we
going to
can
be,
break the cycle. We can break the
we're
cycle and the
breaking the
karma of
cycle.
generational trauma
Yes,
before having the
yes,
children. Oh,
yes, yes.
yes.
And so
Heal
when the
our
children
mothers, clean our mothers. Yeah.
clean our mothers, they are
Mhm.
chanting this. They are chanting this. They are begging. They want to come and they want to be born. They want
It
to experience life.
is our biggest responsibility to the earth, to humanity, to consciousness, to God. This is it right here. We need to do the work. Why? Why do I have to spend all this time on a juice cleanse working through my childhood shit? It is such a time waster. Like, we need to be moving forward. We need to be progressing. We need to be evolving. We need to bring in the new earth. We can't do that when we're constantly just like, I'm feeling this. I got this going on. I'm working through this. I have this childhood thing. I have this trauma. I have this addiction. I have this pain to work through. And we're all just acting out our traumas on each other. And the biggest one is in schools. Oh my God, these teenagers are awful to each other. Nobody is nice. Like, they're just mean to each other. They're mean to the teachers. And then it's just like, oh my God, like everybody's just acting out their anger, their trauma, their fears. It is so painful. It's so painful. Could you imagine a new world, a new earth where our mothers are clean physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually before conceiving? And what do you call this? Trimester zero.
Trimester zero.
trimester 0. I just got fucking goosebumps. Okay, so trimester 0, you guys, imagine this world. Everybody picture it, imagine it, okay? The children, the souls that are being brought into the, and you're, because you've done the work, you're attracting the perfect partner that's meant for you. And you two are acting out of divine unconditional love. And when you conceive, and it's not coming out of lust, it's not coming out of dirty, I don't know, I don't even want to talk about that. But, you know, it's coming out of beautiful love making. That's what your child is being conceived from. And then these souls are in vibration and they're a perfect match for you. And then because you are love, you've done the work, the energy, the vibration is so pure and so clean and so beautiful that these children can thrive and they can live authentically and they can live through divine love. And if we had so many of these children being born and, you know, communities of these people, we could change the world. This is our future. These children are our future. But if you look at the children that are being born now, from the families that are being born now, the environment that they're living in now, that is the trajectory of where our future is headed if we don't do something about it now. What can we do about it? Yeah, we can continue to keep cleaning parasites and keep cleansing and keep doing the inner work and keep doing breath work and ignoring the fact that the root cause of everything is the fact that our mothers and our families and the relationships that these children are being conceived through are not pure and they're not clean and they're not coming from divine, unconditional love through God.
Amen. Beautiful. Yes. 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 And a soul who is conceived by a man and a woman who love each other so deeply, and they're coming together in love to conceive, to create. The purpose of lovemaking is to create a child. And the being that will be attracted from pure love, from intention, the couple has been preparing for a long time for this moment. They are ready to receive this child. And so they're coming together, experiencing ecstasy. That's the vibration. That is the highest. An orgasm is the highest vibration that you can experience. And that is how those souls attract. And from that ecstasy, they are now able to come down and be born. And when they ask, Mom, how was I made? You can tell them you were made out of love. You were out of respect. We were waiting for you. We were preparing for you. We were imagining you. We were using our divine imagination to bring you forth.
Call on you.
We're calling you. We're calling on you from the divine, as opposed to, baby, you were a mistake. You were an oops.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was going to say something. Let me think about
And
it.
and I do want to add to this is that there's the opposite side of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the oops side of this.
Mm-hmm.
And when a couple is coming together because they want to experience pleasure as opposed to experience love, when they're here to experience pleasure on their bodies selfishly, not for any other purpose, and they do attract a soul, and the woman does get pregnant, what kind of soul are they attracting? And say they were drunk and she got pregnant.
Yeah.
What kind of soul is
Yeah.
being attracted?
Oh,
That is
no.
that
Spirits, like
is
alcohol, like spirits, right?
yes.
That's so true, which is really, really sad because I was actually probably drinking the night I conceived my son. And I'm sure lots of children are conceived out of alcohol. Oh my God. Yeah. So this is important, you guys. no one knows this unless they're in our community. People don't understand this. Yes, we were made by love and love for love to love. Exactly. Yeah. And what we're talking about is cleaning up our mothers so that our children are born into love. But it is important for them to clean our mothers, but we have to clean our fathers too. Their sperm
Yes.
quality is also very healthy. And if the mother has not done the work on herself, she's going to attract a guy through her trauma, through her patterns, through her heartbreak, through her lessons that she needs to learn, instead of through divine love,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Could you imagine these beings, these children coming down and being born through divine love? Imagine the world that we could create. So amazing.
They are
So amazing.
they are the ones with the answers. We can't, we can try, but when lots and lots of mothers conceive consciously, conscious conception, and when these beings are born with the closeness, with proximity to God, these angelic beings, when they are born, they're the ones that will look around and see, okay, there's
Yeah,
work to do, and this is what we do. These are geniuses. And
yeah,
and we as mothers need to have the humility. We need to have the absolute prayer that our children are smarter than us, that they are better, and respecting that.
yeah,
My child is smarter than me, and I am so blessed
yeah,
because they are the ones that are going to continue on the family line. And
yeah.
and those are the beings that are going to get us out of this mess that we're in. And
Well,
actually, I was just corrected. They're not getting us out of this mess. They are going to be creating something new, and the mess will just fall away out of non-necessity.
mhm,
And their their whole awareness is going to be in growth, in evolution, in in the next step of consciousness, and being in communion with the divine. That is where these beings, that is the interest of these beings.
mhm,
And right now, what some are called to do is to create the space for them, to create the space of love, and so that they have a place to come, a place
space of love.
to grow up.
Yeah.
And I really am called to share with you. There's this book that I'm reading. It's called The Book of Children by Osho. And in it, he talks about our original face. We are all born with an original face. And if you look at baby pictures, your baby pictures, your children's baby pictures, you will look at your face and you will see that there is something in it that is divine. And you were speaking about this earlier. When your children were born, they were so pure and angelic. That is the original face that Osho speaks about. And when the parents, with their baggage, with their karma, give these very heavy things onto the children, the original face fades. And they are, instead of the original face, they are now carrying the karma, the baggage. And and then it just goes on and on and on. But when through conscious conception, parents say that we will do everything to make sure that the original face stays, that the original face, that is the angelic being, that it, during this very fragile time, when their mind is not fully developed, every little thing is influencing them. And it's not coming from a place of like, don't do this, don't do that, no scorning, nothing like that. Through respect and protection of the original face,
Wow.
not breaking the code up until they're 7. Like making sure that they, up until the age of 7, because that is like the first first development. We develop in 7-year increments,
Mhm.
and so during the first 7 years is when the parents should be very, very aware of the fact that the child has an original face and that we want to keep the original face.
Mm, that's beautiful. It actually like hurts me because I wish I could go back and redo the first 7 years of my child's life. And what you said about environment is so important, because even your home life, even like clutter in the home, bringing a child into a house that has like a hoarder's home, dirty, like dark, the blinds are closed all the time, the TV's on, the news is running all the time, just this environment, how present a parent is with a child. So it starts with trimester 0, before conception, and yes, cleaning the mothers, but also it takes the fathers as well. But if the mother is clean, she's not going to attract a father that's not also in alignment with her, and her intuition will be so on point that she will know exactly. Oh, yes, and that's just having a baby. They're going to bring a beautiful baby into this world. The mother's intuition will be so on point that she will know exactly who her partner is supposed to be. There will be no doubting, no guessing. Is this guy for me? Is this the guy for me? Because you're not working through, your pain. You're not trying to make decisions through your parasites or whatever it is. Gosh, that's so powerful. And I want to say one thing, because I'm going through a lot of pain with my parents. Like, I have this thing with my father, and I'm like, I have this anger and this hatred towards him. And I actually just recently saw him. I spoke to him for the first time in a year and a half, and we actually had a nice time. So I feel like I healed something. It was really beautiful. But point being is, my son has that towards me. I have it towards my father. My son has it towards me. There is a pattern that happens. History repeats itself. And I asked my friend who, has this connection to our guardian angels, and I said, is this what's happening with my son? Is it something karmic, or is it, I said, is it karmic, or is it a generational curse on my family? And I said, because the same thing happened with my sister, where her kids wanted nothing to do with her. And I'm like, it's just so weird that it's like happening, the mirroring that goes on in our generations. He said, between me and my sister, how it's like happening to both of us. And I'm like, is there a curse happening on my family? He said that birds of a karma, the same karma, flock together. So if you are not doing the work, your karma, right? Your children are also going to, the souls that are going to be born into you are going to be carrying similar karma. It's so freaking painful, you guys. If I had known what I know now, and we were having this conversation before I woke, because I woke up after I had children. I was so unconscious. I was, going out of autopilot. Now, if I had children, it would be a completely different story. I'm with my soulmate. Our relationship, everything is through divine love. If we had a baby, which I don't even think I want to have children anymore, because what I'm dealing with my other kid, my teenage kids, but if we had a baby, it would be exactly what you're speaking of. But can we get this information out to mothers while they're young, before they have children, before they have to go through the pain the hard way and learn the lesson the hard way? Can they heal their relationships with their own parents and their own friendships and their own siblings before bringing a child into this world? Can they heal their body? Can they clean out their parasites? Can they detox? Can they get the heavy metals out of their body? Can they get their brain healthy, their organs healthy, their blood healthy, their emotions healthy, overcome their addictions before manifesting their soulmate, and then bringing a child, a beautiful light into this world? Because what are you bringing into this world? Are you bringing light, or are you bringing darkness? Are you bringing light or are you bringing darkness?
And I would add, are you bringing light or are you bringing unconsciousness?
Unconsciousness. There
Darkness,
you go. Boom. Boom.
unconscious.
Mic drop. That was it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Are you bringing
and that is
awareness or
awareness,
unconsciousness? Awareness. Yeah.
unconsciousness. That's what it is.
Mhm.
And the karma, that is so fascinating, and it just passes on, you know. And I
And
had
you
a
know how
thought and I just lost.
they say lessons will be repeated until learned? What if this is the grand lesson? Think about
Mm,
it. All of us are repeating the same lesson over and over, parent, child, over and over, every single family all over the world in every freaking country. What if
yes,
this is the lesson that we can stop repeating over and over,
yes, yes, and
right?
yes, and also when a woman, and this is a very men also, but when a woman says, "This stops with me," and I am taking responsibility for every single thing in my family line. Bring it. There is no demon that I will not look in the eye. Bring it. I am divine. I am
Girl,
from the
that is
highest
what I'm doing
realms.
over here. Yep, yep,
Yes, I bring it. I am strong. And when a
yep.
woman does cleanse and remove the waste, the toxins, et cetera, removing all of that and bringing in light into her body and processes and working with, well then look what happens is that karma, those kids who were matching your karma are no longer matching your karma. So now that you are clean, now you are bringing forth souls and you're telling them there's no baggage. You're coming in, it's clean. You don't have to work through anything. Now that you're born, you get to live your life. You get to express your unique divine self.
It is possible, though, that even through divine love, maybe we bring in a child who does, like a soul that does have some sort of karma to work through. But I think with the right environment and the right energy and the right diet and giving that child love and support and awareness, I think that we would definitely make the transition a lot easier for them to burn through that karma much quicker.
Yes, and when so this is fact, right? I can, as an individual, I can do as much as I can, but things are still going to be around, and I'm still, no matter how hard I try, I will mess up the child. Not, I don't want to say mess up, but I will. There's still going to be some things, but they're going to be crumbs compared to the rocks and boulders that I dealt with. So now you have just little tiny pebbles that the child deals with. So now the child has dealt with the karma, with the remainings. They grew up and then they're consciously conceiving. So this message is for your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we're looking
Yeah,
at, because the
no,
kids,
yeah, go ahead.
yes,
Go ahead.
because kids are still going to be attract, like there's no way to attract a 100%, because I am from the system. You know, I was born in a family who were unconscious when they conceived me. That is just the reality of it. And I will, no matter how hard I try, I will pass this on. But the grandchildren is who we're looking for. This is who we're doing this for, is for the grandchildren and
Yeah,
beyond.
yeah. I'm thinking about the best way to get this message out there. And I know that there are people who are already doing this. There are families, husband and wives, maybe they're living in, some beautiful spiritual community and they're already living New Earth, right? And
Right.
if we could maybe create some sort of a documentary about this and then show the repercussions of like where we are and explain to people what is really happening with our bodies not being clean, our minds not being clean, having all this trauma inside of our body, like the science behind it, because there is science to prove that we are carrying this energy, in our body, and the parasites and how it can control your mind and everything. And then also interview these families, these beautiful couples that are like self-realized, coming through divine love, and showing their children, showing the difference. That would, to me, would be able to make the biggest impact. I think a documentary, like a movie showing this, Star says, yes, this is it right here. We need to get this out to the masses. So if you're watching this, share this video, share this message with as many people as you can. If this is resonating with you, if this makes sense to you, because we have to get to the root cause. The root cause. Stop creating babies that are unhealthy and on every level. These children have no chance from conception. No chance, It's very sad. Some of them get through. Some of them. It's so small, you guys. The rest of us are suffering. The rest of humanity is suffering big time. Big time. We have to empower ourselves. We have to empower ourselves. No one's gonna do anything about it. No one's gonna come rescue us. We have the power to make a change, and we have the power to take responsibility if we do plan on having children. I'm trying to think of like, how are you planning to get this information out to people?
How am I planning to do this? So
This is big. This is big, hun. This is really big. No, needs to get out.
Yeah. So
like, I'm almost thinking you need to go on the Oprah show or something, and talk about this. Like, yeah.
I think that this has the signal of truth, and truth will be heard by those who have the ears to hear it, and those that are ready to receive the message. And where I'm coming from is whatever it takes, whatever avenue it takes. Social media is a very incredible way of reaching a lot of people, and that is the way. I love the
I'm having an idea right now.
Yes.
I met this guy yesterday. He uses AI art for animal rights activism, and some of his pictures are so impactful, and it's like the way he can type into TED Talk. A TED Talk. Oh my God, this would be a great TED Talk. Think of your 15-minute speech, your message. That's your assignment. Okay, so he uses AI art for animal rights activism, and the images are so profound. It's like when you look at them, you're like, oh my gosh, like he used AI to create images that really help people to break through that cognitive dissonance when it comes to eating animals. And I almost feel like art, you can almost use art to explain almost like memes, how they use like memes, but like art memes, where you could show an example of a child being born into unhealthy people, and it's just I don't know, you could just show the background, and and then you can show people who are clean and healthy, and it's there's rainbows on the background, and I don't know, just something like that, just to show, and then put words underneath it. But yeah, TED Talk would be great. And then what was the other thing you were going to say?
I love the idea of documentaries, of interviews, of talking to mothers who have already done the work, finding them, meeting the children, looking at the kids. Maybe there's someone who is an adult who was born out of conscious conception.
You can
Maybe they
find them.
exist,
Yeah,
you know,
you can
and
find them.
talking to them. And so it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to interact with the person and feel their energy.
And show that it's possible. Show
And
that it's
show that it's
actually
possible.
happened. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I think that once people see that this is not just talk, that there's merit and it is and the value is that this is the next step of human evolution. This is going back to our original state. This is Adam and Eve type of energy. This
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
is where lifespan is so much longer than what we know now because we are not carrying baggage with us.
Right.
We are not feeding these children McDonald's and Diet Coke and
Right.
taking them to the children's hospital.
Right.
These children are eating raw, they're eating their species specific diet, and as a result, from such a young from the very beginning, they're eating how God designed them to eat. Their lifespan is hundreds of years more than what we know now. And if we completely remove, so now we have this advantage of 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 this programming of aging, and we can completely dispel it and remove the concept of you are growing old, you are 5 years old, let's celebrate your birthday, which is a ritual, by the way. The ritual, I truly believe that this whole thing of birthdays where you have a candle with the age number and and you blow it out, this is an aging ritual.
And then you
Birthdays, they're
make a
chanting to
wish. You're making
you,
a
you
wish.
make a
They're
wish.
singing to you, happy
They're
birthday.
chanting.
What the heck? I feel like
No,
I'm in a dream like that
no,
now. This is so
no.
weird.
It's
Wow.
weird when you look at it. I
What,
am
what if
not
we
going to.
stop saying I'm celebrating my birthday and just say I'm celebrating life. I'm just celebrating the fact that I'm alive. Or I don't know. There's got to be a way that we
Or
can.
so this is my personal approach to this is why are
Oh,
we
hold on.
counting?
She said you have to interview our friend Anetcha, she's such a light, and she's having a baby right now. And you might be able to start with her. Yeah,
I would love to. I would,
yeah.
that would be incredible.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh, you guys would
yes,
have a
yes.
great conversation. Okay, so keep going. Sorry.
So this is kind of my thinking. Why are we counting? Why are we keeping track? I am 20 years old. I am 30. I am 40. Why are we keeping track? Because the thing is that in our subconscious mind, we already have an expectations of what 40-year-olds look like and what 50-year-olds look like. And it's really hard to break free of like, yes, I'm 50. And also, these are all the 50-year-olds around me, as opposed to, I don't know my age. I am in my prime.
I
I'm in,
actually thought about just letting go of the number once I turned 40 and just like not thinking about it anymore. Like actually just like never saying it again.
never
Like I
saying.
don't know. Like I lost count after 40.
Yeah, that is my strategy
Yeah.
is not celebrating birthdays, is not blowing out a candle, being a part of this weirdo ritual, uh, and completely removing. And the affirmation is I'm in my prime, and
I'm in
that's
my
it. I'm
prime.
in my
I'm
prime.
always in my
I'm
prime, no
I
matter what
am
stage of life. Because the
yes,
prime is in the now, and that's the only place you exist is right
yes,
now. Yeah.
yes, yes. Absolutely.
Okay, you guys,
Ah,
there's a book called How to Stay Young by Christian D. Larson. Read that book. Read it now. We all need to learn to stay young and break the stupid race habit of growing old.
yes, yes. And now that you're in your prime, there's no age, there's no number, there's no counting. You're in your prime. Now you're not aging. Now you're evolving.
Okay, so let's practice. How old are you?
I am
No, no. Say you're in your prime. That's what I'm waiting for.
I am in my prime.
Okay, now you ask me.
How old are you?
I'm in my prime.
Ooh, baby.
Say it
Yes,
confidently.
ma'am.
Yeah, everyone out there, that's your new answer. I'm in my prime. Or you
I'm,
could say, well, we could throw the number out. Yeah, I say let's just throw the damn number out. No, throw it
yeah.
out because we're just attaching to it. Every morning we wake up, I'm like, I'm a day older. I'm a day older. I'm a day older. Yeah,
Oh. No, it's yes, throwing the number out and also switching it out every day. So how you're saying how our cells
yeah,
regenerate and we have a new set of cells and our body is a brand new body. We get a brand new body. And so you're not growing old. You are regenerating. You are
yeah.
evolving. You are thriving. You're in your prime.
I want to tell you something. So
Yeah.
in the book How to Stay Young, he says that the habit to grow old is inherited um, from your parents because they feel they're growing old. But if they break the habit, the child that is now born will also have that habit broken, and they will age very slowly. They will continue to stay young through their years, right? So when we're talking heal our mothers and heal our fathers and trimester zero, can we adopt this new way of thinking, this remembering of what we already are, this divine being, this vessel that is new, it is young, it is youthful, it is inherently beautiful, it is eternal before having children so that our children do not grow old and deteriorate. So it's clean the body, but also let's change our thinking. Let's rewire those thoughts that humanity is growing old because we're not. That's not how God intended us to be.
Mm-mm.
Stop growing
And oh,
old, everybody. I'm tired of it. I'm pissed off. Just fucking quit.
stop.
Stay young. Stay
No,
young.
there's no need. Why are we
There's no
growing old? Why?
need.
What's
Stop
the
growing
point?
old, you guys.
No. I was doing a little bit of research before coming on this live, so I can give you specific numbers. And so I have this download the other day, and it's been expanding and expanding. It's so fascinating. So, what this thought is that so this was the question that I asked, why do women find men in their 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and even 60s, like Brad Pitt is very handsome, Tom Cruise is very handsome
Tom
still in
Cruise.
his
Oh
60s,
my God.
right? Why do we as women find that attractive, yet unfortunately, this is how it is. Men like women who are in their 20s and maybe in their 30s, maybe. Why? And I asked that. And at first I'm like, I don't know, daddy issues, like, but I was really meditating on this question. And the answer is fertility. The reason why men are attracted to young women because young women are fertile
And
and they can
it's in their mitochondria to want to
to
reproduce.
want to reproduce. The reason why men do not find women who have aged attractive, why they're not attractive is because they're no longer fertile. And
Mm.
with this, and just, I love this divine matrix. And right when I had this download, I saw this video of there's this trend going on social media where women take a picture, a video of them in their follicular phase, and then they take them in their luteal phase and see how different their face changes. And it's not in your head.
What
You
what
you
are
you
these
do
phases?
actually,
What
yeah. And it
are
is
they?
objective. Yeah, it is
No. What
objective.
are the two phases? I don't know what they are.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So it's our menstrual cycle. So we have the follicular phase. So
I wonder what
so
I'm in
the first one,
right now.
it depends. So I keep track of my cycle. This is like the most important. This is like biohacking for women.
Well,
Oh, know what stage of your cycle you're in. It's a revelation. It's
why does
life
it matter?
changing.
Because if your phase changes in the different cycles and you have no control over it, how is that a biohack?
Hmm. So Follicular is, so first is the menstrual when you have your period. After you're done with your period, now you're in your follicular phase. When you're in your follicular phase, you are active, you are fertile, you want to go, you are beautiful, you're shining, you're glowing, everyone is attracted to you, your pheromones are off the chain, you are the light. Then you go into ovulation, then you ovulate, and then you are going down into the luteal phase. And in the luteal phase, this is where your PMS comes in. This is when you're snacking. This is where you're emotional, and this is where your face changes. If you take a picture of you in your follicular and then in your luteal phase, you will see that you look. The women look more attractive in their follicular phase.
Okay, so
Why
this
is
is a
that?
beauty tip. Do not plan a photo shoot before your period. Only
Do not.
after
No.
you guys.
After anything. If
Don't
you
go
want to,
on a date before your
yeah,
period.
no, no, no. And this is kind of like how it started to like expand for me. And the name of the game, in order to stay young, what the focus needs to be for women is to stay fertile as long as possible, is to take that menopause and just keep pushing it back.
Mm,
And this
mm.
signals to men and also to other women that you're fertile. And so if your hormones are in balance, if everything is working right, your body is clean, you're good, this is where youth continues on, and because you are fertile, and
Yeah.
you can continue on. That's it,
Yeah,
because
I think there's
when
another thing too that makes men more attractive when they're older as opposed to younger. And I think it's because when men are younger, their hormones are raging, and it's like I feel like they have less control over their sexual urges.
Mhm.
And I think as men start to mature, I think that they yeah, I think too, like a lot of men who practice semen retention, have you heard of this?
I have
So
heard of
semen
this.
retention, I think is there's something about a man's energy when he does this and he has this control over himself and he's not
Yes,
like on the hunt all the time. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so attractive, right? But
yes.
it's like I think it's almost the same thing for a woman too, because I've kind of been playing around with this and I've been trying to go like, you know, I've been trying to do like periods of like abstinence, like where I'm not like I'm still being intimate, I'm just not like having sex, right? And I'm cultivating and harnessing this sexual energy for creative, and I'm like using it to feel like my power,
Mhm.
and it's growing and it's expanding. It's amazing. Sar says I don't have my period anymore and I'm still attractive. Yes, you are, girl.
Yes, you
Yes,
are,
you
girl.
are.
Yes, you are.
You're gorgeous, girl.
Mhm.
That's an interesting theory.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh. I want to add to what you're saying with retention, with abstinence, is that when a person, when a man is retaining his semen, his creation energy, when a woman is also abstinent together, when they are abstinent together, they are harnessing this creative energy within them, both of them. And so
Yes.
when it's fine, so this is part of the trimester zero area, is you're
Okay.
not having sex, you're not there's no orgasms, you
That's
are
so
collecting
interesting.
this energy for a
Yeah.
year, minimum. You are collecting, and you are really harnessing this energy, and so when it's time to finally go, you're at peaks. That's ecstasy.
Wow. It's so funny because like yeah, my husband and I are kind of practicing this celibacy within our marriage. We are maybe doing we're maybe like having intercourse. I would say making love like maybe like once a month, and he's holding his seed. I'm channeling my own creative sexual energy, and the love between us, it is building so beautifully. Like I'm just like, wow, like I can't even tell you the energy that is between my husband and I from not like just having sex all the time, and it's like it's so sacred and it's so beautiful. And then like it's just like my energy is just, I'm glowing, he's glowing, and it's really freaking amazing. Like, I just wish all couples like knew this, because when my husband and I first got together, it was just, we just did it too much. He was doing it too much. I was doing it too much. I feel like both of our energies were just way too entangled, and I felt like my energy was draining. Like I felt like all my energy was just like being sucked out of me, and I didn't feel that power like growing inside of me. But now, oh my gosh, not only do I feel it inside of me, he's feeling it inside of him, and our relationship is like almost like forming this beautiful bubble around each other, like around ourselves. It's so magical and powerful, honestly.
That's so amazing. And in that space, that is the space of love. And that
Hmm.
is the space that conscious conception can happen. It's
Wow.
not just mindless sex and
Wow.
orgasms. And then we're trying, no, it is very, it's saying, I'm not gonna have pleasure. I want
Yeah.
love. And out of the space of love is where children
And
should
here's
emerge.
another thing too, is like when we're talking about cleaning our mothers and our fathers or whatever, overcoming the seven deadly sins, and lust is one of them. Like really overcoming lust, and not even having lust within your marriage with your partner. Can you make love to your partner with no lust? Can you remove the porn? Can you remove the like I'm using you as a masturbation tool? Can you remove like just the tainted things that we have on our lovemaking within our sacred marriage? Can we remove those and really come together consciously on a higher level, like really through self-realization, God realization, coming through divine love, and then like imagine that kind of space, like being with your partner, like how powerful that is.
Mm, so beautiful. Yes.
Mm,
Mm. And from that, when the energy is harnessed, and when there is that intimacy that is beyond a physical, it is a spiritual love, respect, entanglement. Not an entanglement. I don't like that word. It just union.
it's only entanglement when there's karma involved and
Ah,
lust, I think. Yeah.
mm.
Hmm.
But there's like this beautiful union who are both consciously wanting to conceive a very high vibrational child, who want to bring forth, who are preparing, who are doing the inner work. And once they're ready to conceive, then and from my understanding, and this is coming from a lot of what I'm saying is from this book called Anastasia. It is Ringing Cedars of Russia. Ringing Cedars of Russia is what it's called, I believe. Yes, the Ringing Cedars by so Anastasia. These are her words. She is a woman who lives in the Siberian taiga, and she has never been in the system. She has never been part of the matrix. She's always lived uh, in the wilderness, and she is the full manifestation of what a human being is. She has all the powers: astral travel, telepathy, Reiki. She's able to heal with her hands. It's honestly out of this world, this woman. And she says, I'm not an angel. I'm not a witch. I am a human being. I am a woman. And
Wow.
and this is hers. And in her book, she speaks about children and how to treat children, and and um, and a lot of what I'm saying, the space of love, of retention, of preparing yourself. All of these concepts are from her that 100% resonated with me, because this is truth.
Hmm.
And I highly recommend anybody who is interested in this topic to read those books. Anastasia, yes, That is a great book, but then there's also The Space of Love, and there's Co-Creation, and those books are the most life-changing, consciousness-altering books. There is you before the books, and there is you after the books.
Wow. So I love everything that you said, and it reminds me of like um, the energy that I now feel in my relationship. And I've gotten to this point because we've done the inner work together. We've worked through jealousy, we've worked through codependency, we've worked through anger, we've worked through our childhood things. We've let go of all attachments. Even in the relationship, it's such a free flowing love. And what it feels like is it feels like an infinity symbol where no one is taking and the energy, like no one's overpowering the other. It's just this beautiful flow of energy. And when you're with each other, it's like it feels light and it feels free and it feels open and it doesn't feel like you have to be something you're not. It feels like you can be authentic, you can be yourself, and you don't have to walk on eggshells and you don't have to worry about what the other person's thinking because they're not judging you. They're not going to react, and that's love, and we need to get our relationships to this place. Get it to this place before having children. So yes, do the work on yourselves, but in the relationship itself, do that work. And in that year that you're celibate before having a child together, that's where you can do all this work,
So beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the most important work that we can do, and this is the responsibility of women, because even if we're currently not with the partner, the thing is that the souls of these children that want to be born, they know who the father is. And so even though you don't, when you do the inner work, when you do all the things, naturally the children who are watching you do this will make sure that you're a vibrational match, that you run in you there is 100% chance that you will run into your soulmate when you do the inner work. There's no way around it. You will run into them, because this is how it is. Because when the child is ready to be born, they know who their father is, and they will assist. They are here with you. Women are born with the eggs that that the child is going to be born out of.
Wow.
We are born, our children, my children are already with me. They know me, they can feel me, and they know who the father is. And I completely surrender to that, and I do the inner work because that is my absolute duty to humanity, is to to bring them, to call them, to give them the space to where they can be 100% themselves without carrying the baggage with them, without carrying my karma. No, you don't need to carry my karma. I got this. I want you to be 100% yourself and
Do you
express.
think?
Yes.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Do you think?
And for that,
No.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go. You go. You finish. You finish.
Okay. And for them to express themselves, their entire spirit in all of its completion, that there is no shadow, no darkness in their consciousness, that they're 100% the light beings that they are. And their connection to God, their original face, that's this synonymous, that's the same thing, that their connection with God never fades. And that is the most important things that women can do in their life.
It's like that spark that children have. That's the original face, is like that divine spark that you see in their eyes and their heart, the love that they shine, the non-judgment, the full acceptance. Um, wow. Do you think that this would be a book that you could get everywhere? I mean, you could write this in a book,
Yes.
and potentially it could be like Eckhart Tolle's New Earth,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not joking. I'm thinking a book could be a really good way for this message to get out.
Yeah. I
Because, like,
agree. And
Yeah, you could do like a course or a program or something to have like, help women, like maybe a guidebook or something to help them, but like an actual book too, you know?
Of the
I'm thinking like,
why, of painting the vision of why we're doing this. It's like, yeah, we can do a juice fast because we want to be healthy, but it's still like a selfish thing. It's like, I want to be healthy as opposed to I'm doing this to bring forth a new kind of human being. That is a mission. That is
mm,
a mission worthwhile, and bringing and writing a book about it. I love it. I'm a writer, and I love to
I will
share
get
this.
started
Yeah,
ASAP. That is like, I
yeah,
think it's going to be amazing. Hmm.
I love that. Yeah. Mm.
Man, I can't wait to read it.
And I love the AI. I'm very curious to see how the comparison of what we're talking about, how that would be seeing that. And one of the things that Anastasia talks about is kin domains.
Hmm.
And kin domains is basically a permaculture food forest where you are living on your own land. And yes, a workbook or journal book. Yeah, that's amazing.
It would be awesome.
Yeah,
Scarlet would be
that's
awesome
so cute.
indeed.
That's so cute. Um, but to live on the land, to give the child the space, because it's like, yes, you can have the most intention and do all the beautiful things, but if you're living in a one bedroom apartment, they're still, when they're 3 years old, they are everywhere. And to give them literally the space, literally the land to run around and play, and not have any sort of boundaries. And that is what Anastasia talks about, is hidden
But
domains.
you can't just have the domain and expect your child to grow up without all the stuff, because I have a friend who moved she moved to Costa Rica, and she's raising her three boys, and they're basically living, in Costa Rica, way out of the matrix. But they still have the pain inside of them because they did not do the work on themselves before having children. So we need both, like we have to, trimester zero, setting up and preparing for them to come in, but also having the environment, the space, the healthy, loving space for them to thrive once they arrive. To
Yeah,
thrive once you arrive. Woo! That could be
love it.
that could be a chapter. That could be a chapter. Hold on. Creating the space for them to thrive once they arrive.
Mm.
I like
Mm.
that.
Yes. Beautiful,
Mhm.
beautiful. And uh, asking, like, what is this space? And as frugivores, as our species specific diet is raw fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, and oils, a permaculture food forest with food in abundance, and having this child and say, you can have anything you want at any time that you want. And then they're born and they are going around, and babies, they're constantly putting things in their mouth. That instinct is from dare I say, from the Garden of Eden. That's where that is from. The that's where it's from, is they're wanting to try all of the little fruits and all of the berries and the grasses, and they're just constantly putting things in their mouth. And when the mother is clean and the baby is born with lactone bifidobacteria in their gut, and they are only eating raw fruits and vegetables that are straight from the vine. They're not shipped over from Mexico. They're here grown for you, grown for the baby.
With
I
love,
think that
grow with love.
love, the space of
Love.
love. Yes.
Oh,
Ken domain. Yes.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I can't wait to see, like, God gave you this revelation, this insight for you to move forward with this in order to raise the consciousness of humanity and to help usher us into the new earth. And, you know, we're all playing a part. I'm playing my own part. You know, this is was for you. This was given to you. And I can't wait for you to see it through. I'm like rhyming today. I don't know what's going on. I'm a rhymer. I'm like rapping over here. Yeah, so I just can't wait to see, like, you know, what you do with this, and so excited. And if there's any way that I can, you know, assist, because I think we all have to play a part in this. Like, this is the mother of all solutions that we have to make an impact on humanity and our future. This is it right here. Clean our mothers. So I just got goosebumps. God,
Me
sometimes
too.
sometimes I
Me too.
say
I'm
things
like,
and I'm like, that was good. That was really good. You know,
that
like
was
I was
true.
channeling something once I came through. But you guys know what I'm saying. And follow Elena. And if you know any mothers who are already doing this, or mothers who are pregnant who are bringing babies in through divine love and they've already done the work on themselves, they want to be interviewed, because she needs to get this message out there. So we need to find her people that she can interview. And if you know any, you know, adults who have been born into this type of world that she can interview, um, yeah, let's get this message out there. And I want you to be talking about this all the time, because everybody needs to hear this message. So we have to, not only within our community, yeah, Star says follow Sunfire Vegan Ohana. She's so cute.
I'll follow
We need
you.
to get this message out within the raw community first, because we're already starting. It's easier to start within our community, because we already have an army of people who are trying to do the work mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, right? So we have this here. And the more that we can get the message out, the more that they will not only incorporate this and understand this, but, like, you know, the 100 monkey idea or whatever it is, if we're all have this idea in our mind, it is going to be picked up by other people who are outside of our community. This is
Yeah.
going to start to make
Wow.
sense. So the more of
Yeah.
us that can embody this, and the more of us that can really align with this, and believe this and put our thoughts into this, the more it's going to ripple out. And we're going to actually just, you know, put this into our consciousness, into humanity's consciousness, because we are all connected. So let's get this out to the raw food community, and then, you know, we'll start working on the rest of humanity, and, like, really maybe make a documentary, or she's going to write a book, or something. Like, we have to let people know that we have to start. The future is with our children, and with our children, it starts with our mothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Wow.
All right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, this is free for you to use to cut up in reels. I would suggest, like, chopping this up, putting little bits and pieces on your page, because this is how you're going to start getting the message out. You said so many amazing things. I said so many amazing things, and those little 1-minute golden nuggets are going to be perfect for people to really start understanding what we're talking about. And yeah, so, and then tell them about how to join your other group, your group.
Yes. So my group is called the Whole Body Reset, and the full word is the Holy Body Reset. But that is what it is. It is resetting your body into its original state and the way that God intended you to be. And I have a private Facebook group, and you are welcome to join. And there is also in my bio, on my Instagram, in my bio, you can see my link tree, and you'll see that I also offer a 15-minute call on my Calendly. And also there is a way to join my Whole Body Reset, and you're welcome to reach out to me directly as well.
I love that. Star said do reels. Yeah, definitely make reels. And you know what she said? She says this is huge with exclamation points, because it is huge. Everybody watching, look how many people are on right now. This is huge, and you guys are watching to this point because you know this is truth. It's resonating with you. And all of us, we're all like, when one or more are gathered, I am there. We are all collectively, whoever's watching this live and watching the replay, we are all like putting our energy into this right now. Okay, we're birthing something new into the world, and it's gonna blossom. We're planting seeds.
Mm. Yes.
Whew, that was amazing. Thank you
Amazing.
so much. And for
Thank
anybody watching, my name is Jamie Love, and you can click the link in my bio, to get my free anti-aging guide. And I also have a Ageless Beauty collective. It's a membership community for women. And if you're interested in joining, just send me a DM with the word promise, and I'll send you the link to join.
It is an
So
amazing membership. I am a part of it. Amazing group of women in there, and so many different. I'm in the messenger, and there's so many different like hacks and things and different supplements that we talk about. It is an incredible group.
thank you.
Definitely follow her.
I
Yes.
appreciate you, and I appreciate you being part of the community. And I love that like the community that I'm building is not just about health. It's like it's like a collaboration of women. Just we're on the path and we're supporting and helping each other in any way possible. And even us doing this live together today. It's like, how can women support each other? How can women empower each other? How can women, help each other grow? So. Yeah, this has been next level, and I appreciate you and the beauty that you're sending out to the world and your light, and you are just such a shining star, and I can't wait to see you grow and thrive. I'm gonna get all teary-eyed right now.
I am too.
I look like a fool. No. Yeah, so I can't wait to see you grow. You're amazing, and yeah, I'm so grateful for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Jamie. Thank you for offering your platform and having this conversation. It's been an hour and a half, and it just flew by. And I just looked at the time. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" and it's just and because I think that we're both connected to our higher self, that we're both channeling, and this is truth. This is not my idea. This is source. This is God. This is those kids, those souls that are ready to be born.
It is a
This
mission
message.
that has been given to you to send to the world, to give this message to the world. That's your purpose. Your destiny is to give this message to the world. I love that. I love that, and I want to support that in any way possible, because that's what's important in life. Yes, we're here, we're making money, we're talking about diet and freaking raw foods and everything, but what are we really here for, you guys? Why are we really here? Okay? Ask yourself that question. What are you doing here? What is your purpose and your mission in this world? How can you serve humanity? How can you serve Earth? How can you serve God?
Yes. Amen.
Amen. Namaste, everybody. Love you guys. I love all of you guys so much. You guys are all such beautiful souls and beautiful beings. Go out into the world, spread your love, spread your light, spread this message, spread the message of raw foods and health and life and all good things.
Amazing.
All right. Thanks, girl.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.